I want to go to Lyubech.
You want to
Скольких
go?
мы в прошлом месяце
Yeah.
потеряли?
I'm down.
А
We can
сколько
go
сами
to
еще продержим?
Frontier, drop our shit off, and go to Lyubech if you want.
You
I
want
don't
to
have a
get
protector. That's the only thing
you
I'm
want
scared.
to you want to get fucked in the ass? Let's go. It'll be
I don't have a
fun.
protector. No protector though.
It'll be
Just get.
fun. You'll learn. You're gonna learn today. That's what I'm gonna say. I was in there getting my ass railed.
Explain.
Lyubech can be a very intimidating area and also a very unforgiving area. Today, I'm going to go over how to survive Lyubech, what I do in there, what to expect, the rewards, how to get out, and why you should be going in there. I hope this video will be very informational and make your experience a little less stressful. With that being said, let's get started with the video. So the first topic I want to cover is why should you be going to Lyubech? Well, some items that you can craft can only take Lyubech bartering items. So that means there's no other way around it. There's only one offer on those items. So as you can see, if I wanted to get the VSSK, which I'm working for, I can only use Lyubech bartering materials. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I'm going. Maybe it's one of the reasons that you have to go. Other reasons to go to Lyubech is purely quest. You know, maybe you have a quest stuck on your map and you need to go there. I'll link a video to the quest guides. I'm not going to be covering that. So yeah, go ahead and check out those videos if that's the reason that you're going. Let's quickly go over what you're going to want to bring. You're going to want to bring your best armor. You do not need a scientist suit in Lyubech, so definitely bring your beefiest armor. You're going to want to bring a shotgun, whether that's the secondary shotgun, the Protecta, the R&B shotgun. The R&B shotgun, I would say, is probably the best shotgun in the game currently. It is really good, but if you can't afford it, build the Protecta. It's also really good. You should bring some boosts, some medkits, and ammo, of course. I bring a few plate carriers for PvP because there is a lot of PvP in Lyubech, and I just bring a spare backup plate carrier as well. And you're also going to want to bring some carry weight because, yeah, you're probably going to need carry weight at some point. It's also worth noting that if you plan on doing military camp clearouts, that you get ammo from them. You also get, I think, 5 medkits, and you also get a crappy plate carrier. So just keep that in mind. Don't bring a crazy metric ton of ammo because you probably will end up topping off on a lot of ammo at some point. Getting to Lyubech itself is pretty easy. Each faction has 3 teleporters that can be seen here. Now that we're in Lyubech, there's a few things that you should note. One is that there's no player indicator, so there is no player count on your minimap as to how many are around you. 2 is that there's multiple spawn points in Lyubech. Usually you spawn on the east side. There's one spawn point, I believe, at the southwest, and one all the way up north. And of course, the last thing about Lyubech is that there are exits on the map that can only be gone through once you have an ID from a boss that you have killed. Now there are 3 bosses in Lyubech that you can kill, and also 3 Anomaly research stations that you can defend if you choose to do that. Now the 3 bosses are going to be the Giant Rat Den, the Psy Ghoul Den, and the Fiend Den. Now if you clear these without someone in your party, I'm not exactly sure what determines who gets the ID. I do know that if you are in a party, everyone in your party will get the ID if they all participate in killing the boss. But again, outside of your party, I'm not exactly sure. I have cleared out boss camps with people that aren't in my party, and I have not gotten an ID before. So I'm not sure whether it's the person that does the most damage, gets the last hit, what it is that dictates you to get an ID. Just know that it is kind of random, I guess. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So let's go over each den and talk about the safe spots. Now, my favorite den to do are going to be the Fiend Den and the Rat Den. The Rat Den, in my opinion, is the easiest. You just climb up on something and you shoot the big rat. If you want, you don't even have to kill the smaller rats. You can just run down, pick up the box, and just dip out. Just keep in mind that you will get chunked. So if you're not full HP, or maybe you're in combo armor, you might just die. As for the Fiend Den, there's also a safe spot. Just keep in mind the Fiend Den can be kind of annoying. Killing the boss doesn't drop the box immediately like it does at the Rat Den or the Psy Ghoul Den. You have to kill everything in that area in order to get the box. Now the Psy Ghoul Den can kind of be a shit show in my opinion. I kind of just let others do that one and wait for one of the other bosses to spawn. In my opinion, it's the hardest one to do. Not that it's like, oh, I'm gonna die, but like it's more of like it's kind of annoying because the Psy Ghoul can sometimes run outside. It runs away from you whenever you shoot at it, and it spawns a lot of other smaller Psy Ghoul Dens that just get one shot. But the real one will run away. It has the most HP and it takes a lot more damage. And sometimes it'll run outside and aggro onto either zombies or military camps, whatever, and it's hard to find sometimes. So that's why I kind of avoid that one. And it's really easy to get third-partied there as well. And speaking of getting third-partied, just remember there is also the Anomaly research stations that you can do, but it is multiple waves of mutants that you have to kill. It's not just one. So you're going to be making a lot of noise whenever you do these. And of course you can safe spot it by sitting on top of the research station, but you're kind of putting yourself in a vulnerable spot when you do this. I would highly recommend doing these with a group, or possibly even just running around in circles and killing the mutants, because yeah, you're probably going to be a really easy target if you just sit on top of it. Now that you have an ID after killing a boss, we could talk about getting out of Lyubech. Getting out of Lyubech is fairly easy. You just have to know where the exit is. There are 4 permanent exits that are always up, but there's a lot of exits that are only up temporarily. I'll link a map to the Lyubech exits here in the description so you can look at them for yourself. I'll go over the 4 permanent exits that are always up. Now we're going to go to the southeast exit, which is demonstrated here. It's off a ledge. Something to note with this exit is that you don't want to jump into it because you will miss it, like my friend does here. You just want to walk off and boom, you exit. Now there's 2 exits towards the center of the map that are always up, and they're next to this construction building. You can see the one above the crane, or next to the crane I should say. There's also one here in the ravine. I usually take the one in the ravine because you have to climb up the construction site in order to get into the other one. And the last exit is going to be towards the northeast part of the map. It's going to be in this building. And in order to it, you have to go up these stairs towards the center of the building, like I do here. Don't fall like I do. And then once you get up here, you're going to take a right. I take a left here because I thought it was over here to the left, but take a right, you go right over here, and it's right here. Now, one thing Lyubech has is something called anomalous batteries, and the only way to get anomalous batteries is doing cargoes. Now, cargoes are going to be very contested in terms of PvP. You'll probably run into a lot of people doing them, but they're the only way to get the batteries, sadly. So just keep that in mind. You know, when there's a cargo, it will announce to the channel that you're in that, hey, there's a cargo, it's ready to be captured. You have to wait 200 seconds to capture it, and you have to, I think, initially wait 200 seconds for it to even drop. So yeah, it's a pain in the butt. And you can just purchase the anomalous batteries with trade coins. That's usually what I do because they're kind of a hassle to do, in my opinion. Now, if you're in Lyubech and the eruption happens, you'll quickly notice that, hey, there is no safe areas that are marked on the map on where to go. One of the safe areas that I usually go to is the Rat Den. It is a safe area. I've done multiple other areas as well. You can find the safe areas also in the Lyubech map that I link. The one thing I will say though is that I have been inside a house or a building and put my back against an area that had no windows around it, and I was completely fine. So maybe potentially you can do houses, all sorts of houses in Lyubech. I'm not completely sure. Do that at your own risk. But yeah, just know that there is designated safe spots in Lyubech for eruptions that are just not marked on the map. So now that we've gone over basics, I want to talk about what to expect, you know, what my game plan is going to Lyubech and what I usually do. So going to Lyubech, usually my first thing of action is actually clearing out the boss den if I have the chance to. So usually if I see a rat den up, I kind of just go over there and see if I can get lucky and just get an ID off the rip. And if I have an ID, that means I can just go farm whatever and not have to worry later about, you know, potentially doing a boss den with a lot of materials and then dying. Now, typically in Lyubech, I see a lot of groups, and I'm talking about groups of at least 2, of course, and then all the way up to a whole group of 5. So just keep that in mind that there is a lot of PvP in Lyubech depending on the time of day that you go. I show here in this clip eventually, I run into a group of 4 trying to clear out the Psy Ghoul Den, and I come back later to kill them. So yeah, just keep in mind there is a lot of PvP. And one thing I will say with PvP is that, you know, typically you can pick up people's bags and then sell them on the auction house. You cannot do that in Lyubech, sadly. When you take someone else's bag, or you try to take someone else's bag outside of Lyubech, it just disappears from your inventory. I'm not sure if this is intentional, a bug, or what, but every time I've tried to do this, it just deletes from my inventory once I'm outside of Lyubech. Now, the main thing I would highly advise in Lyubech is if you're going to a certain area and that is if it's across the map, just beeline there. And once you kind of get close, start dealing with whatever's chasing you. You know, maybe you have a mutt den chasing you. Maybe you have 20 zombies chasing you with knives. Go ahead and deal with those. Try to deal with them inside a building, and you know, try to do it quietly as well. So like if I have a mutt den on me, I try to just pull out my melee weapon and just kill him with my melee weapon. If I have a zombie camp on me, I can usually one tap him in the head with the battle pass weapon. So yeah, just try to do things quietly because you don't want to make noise and make yourself, you know, a presence around others, because then those people are going to come running after you trying to kill you. So when you're in Lyubech, you're going to notice that every camp has a ginormous aggro range. And I'm talking about you could run almost 200 meters away from a camp and it will probably still be on you. Zombies will chase after you for a very long time, so I would just deal with them whenever you can because they will keep chasing after you. Also, mutt dens are very annoying to deal with. It seems like there's a lot of mutts, but trust me, there's not. You know, typically, you know, mutts, they tend to run away when you shoot at them. There are a few mutts in the den that are the actual ones, and the other ones are just clones. You're going to want to try and kill the main ones in order to just get rid of all the clones. Now, going to Lyubech is definitely going to be easier with a group. If you have a friend that needs to go, or maybe you just want to go with a friend, I would highly recommend it. It's pretty fun, honestly. You can have a good run, get into some nice PvP, It's very organic. It can be quite annoying sometimes. Like I said, there's a lot of mutants and a lot of zombies and military camps that will just chase after you for a very long time, but it can be fun. It's very, very annoying as a solo player, so if you do have people to play with, I would highly recommend doing it in a group. Because as a solo player, I've done many runs as a solo, it is not that fun. It can be quite frustrating sometimes, but it is doable. My only last advice I would say is just get really familiar with Lyubech. Get familiar with the zombie gun sounds, get familiar with all the military camps gun sounds, and listen for those odd guns out. And that's how you spot players, how you know where other players are without having some sort of indicator on, you know, someone's in your vicinity. Remember not to stand still because you never know when someone's watching you. It could be at any moment someone's watching you. And use that to your advantage too. You know, you could sit around in a building and wait for someone to make a sound. And yeah. Anyways, that's all for now. If you guys have any tips, advice on Lyubech, or maybe I missed something, go ahead and write that in the comments. I kind of just covered topics that I thought were important for Lyubech. Maybe I didn't cover something that you think is very important. So yeah, other than that, I'm just going to let the clip play out. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like the video. I hope it helps. Feel free to share it, of course, if it helped you. And best of luck out there. Peace.